Consider signal only after a losing streak. Now, this is one of my favorite things to play with, and it might be yours. Okay, so let's look at a signal here. This signal that just came out. It's got a 46.27% win rate. Do you want to take that? Most likely not. How many signals has it generated so far? 2,831. This is for just a standard binary expiry. Is price or has price closed below this ATM level? Well, it's done it 46% of the time, and it has not done it 53% of the time. Instead of going in reverse, let's just look. Okay, well, this signal comes out every time that two of the same color bars come out. For instance, red bar, and a signal came out at the open of this bar. Or how about this up signal? Up bar. At the open of this signal, the up bar came out, or the long bar. Up, long, buy, whatever. Down, short, sell, same thing. We're looking at the bar run, and like I said, just counts the bars. Right now I've got it set on 2. I'll show you how to change that later. If you scroll all the way down to the bottom and find the bar run, I've got that set on 2. So every 2 bars that come out of the same color, it's going to spit out a signal. Is it a good signal? No, it's not. But we're going to look, okay, what if a signal comes out? I want to check how often losses or losing signal streaks occur, because right here I can see that it has won 10 consecutive times in a row, but it has lost 11 consecutive times in a row. What if I want to wait for this signal to come out like 5 times in a row and then get in, because my thinking may be, well, if the losing streak is 10, I'm going to try to cut that in half. You're going to be kind of shocked. Look at the amount of signals, 2,831. If I waited for 5 winning signals to come, or 5 losing signals to come out before taking that trade, what would be my probability of the next signal expiring in the money? 44%. Plus my trades went down from like 2,000 to 117. This is not a good strategy. We can see this right off the bat. And if you scroll in the past here, you're going to see a lot of things, like a lot of the strikes not showing whenever you press that. But that's because the signal would not have fired in the first place. The only time a signal would have fired is if you get a middle line that shows an ATM line, and that's not going to come but just rarely. Like here's one. Here's a middle ATM line that showed up. This signal would have fired. Why? Because previous 5 ones lost. Here's a down signal, but it expired above. It lost. Down signal, it expired above. It lost. Up signal, it expired below. It lost. And that one lost, and that one lost. You see how there's 5 losses in a row, and then the very next one, it provided a signal for us? It's still not a good signal. There are some strategies where it is a good signal, but in this particular one, it is not. Let's check another indicator. And to reset it, all you need to do is type -1 right there, and it'll take every single trade. But we're going to try, instead of using bar run, we're just going to try the RSI. Just regular standard RSI. It has 384 signals and a 46% win rate. We know that. We know the price is going to expire below the signal line upon expiry 46% of the time. We also know that it has won only 5 times in a row, and it has lost 8 times in a row. We want to see, okay, if it's lost 8 times in a row, I want to wait about 4 of those before getting in. So I'm going to type in 4. I want to wait for 4 losses in a row before getting in. My win rate only goes up to 50%. I mean, still no good. The trades went down from 300 all the way to 26. So this allows me to look at various win streaks versus losing streaks. Now, let's go back to the original one, -1. This will show every trade. We have a 46% win rate. What if we just waited for every other trade to occur, what would be our percentage then for an ATM win? 48%, still no good. This one's no good at all. Let's look at Euro USD. Now this one brought us back above the 50% mark. So we're going to go back and start over. We're going to look at every signal. What's the win rate on every signal? It's 51%. What if we wait for one loss to occur? Will that increase our win rate? It does, but also our trades go down from 370 whatever signals down to 176. So you have to be aware of that as well. But that is what that function does. It'll allow you to look at a series of losses and winners, and you can do it for expiry. You can also do it for touches, dual expiry, and everything. So let's reset this to a touch and to -1. This will reset it, but we're looking at touches now, not expiries. Okay, I want to find out. I know it touches an OTM line 31% of the time. I know that over the past 364 signals. I also know that it touches the ITM line 29% of the time. And I want to look at a series of losses here. Let's take the ITM line. How often after a loss will it touch that ITM line? Let's say after a signal comes out and it does not touch the line, if I wait for that to happen, what's the probability of the very next trade being a winner? About the same. Let's check, wait, did I do that right? Yep, about the same, but the amount of trades went down. What about after 2 losses? About the same. So on this particular strategy, it doesn't really matter. Let's go back and look at expiries. I want to show you something about ITM trades. Now, if you don't know about ITM trades, this means I can get into a trade, I can buy it below where price already is, and if price doesn't move, I'm going to win my trade. Now, the kicker on that is I have to pay more for it. It's expensive. ITM trades are more expensive than ATM trades. That's because price is already technically in the money. It doesn't have to move in order for me to make money. So, right here I'm looking at an hourly expiry, and I'm also looking at buying about 10 pips out. It wins 86% of the time. However, it's given 364 signals. It has only lost twice in a row over the past 364 signals. That means that price has expired below the first level ITM only twice in a row over the past 364 signals. So let's wait. Let's say we want to wait till one loss in a row, or one loss to happen, and then we want to get into a trade. We want a signal to come out technically, but we don't want it to ding. We don't want it to alert us. We want to let a loss happen, and then we want to take a trade after the next loss. What does our ITM win rate go up to? It goes up to 89%. We only get 48 trades, but we saw that that a loss, whenever a loss happened, it happened twice, only 48%, or only 48 times out of those 370 whatever trades. That tells us information as well. If I know that a loss happens, that it's only going to the second loss 48 times out of the past 300 and whatever trades, that gives me some information to base my trades on as well. You can try this with dual touch, with touch and expire and touch and retrace. I want you to try this with all different types of scenarios. Put in number 2, number 3 for 2 losses or 3 losses to happen. Play around with that, and we will reconvene in the next video.